Well, it's raining pretty bad. I was going to do one of my normal final videos before I deliver a truck, this black Bronco specifically. So if the rain clears up before they show up to pick up the truck, I'll do one of those videos. But in the meantime, I wanted to go ahead and show you some more about the details of our work. So here in this orange truck, which you've seen featured in a previous video, this shows our first generation grille, which is painstakingly made out of laser cut B4 stainless that we press brake and then TIG weld to create dimensions. But you see these slots versus these kind of lack dimension. So this is the current generation grille, which is a complete redesign to the same aesthetic, but this time it's manufactured out of a 96-pound block of billet aluminum that's then CNC'd down to 23 pounds. And this has really helped us because it gave us this really nice hard coat durable finish, and it created that needed third dimension in the thickness and allowed us to do some interesting fillets and radiuses. The ICON letter numbers we've stayed consistent with. Those are CNC'd out of stainless and then enameled in the Ford Pantone red by Ford's OEM partner for enameling, so that way we make sure we get a good long-term durable finish. The front lights on the Bronco are all light-emitting diodes. Actually, every light in the whole truck is diodes. And the front turn indicators are from United Pacific, and they're kind of cool. They're actually intended for a first-gen Mustang, but we're really happy with them here, and they have a cool Starfire pattern. Somehow the round lights seem to flow better than the factory lights that Ford utilized on the original Broncos, which were just repurposed from, I think, the F-100 truck. But so we didn't feel bad about robbing from the Mustang. This is the first of a matte or semi-matte, semi-sheen. It's actually a metallic black, so it plays with the light really well. This truck's built with a Hutchinson run-flat beadlock wheels, which are a really neat wheel. They have all sorts of added utility value, but if you're not going to use them as run flats or need the beadlock provision, I'd probably recommend another wheel due to the additional unsprung weight that this wheel brings with it. This truck also has the sport suspension option. There you see the remote canister from the Fox Racing shock. Little detail of our CNC'd aluminum side marker guards and of the Icon Bronco logo. And this shot kind of shows the way that paint plays with the light. The glass on this truck is really unique. This is the architectural glass option. So it's actually architectural glass that is CNC'd and then tempered to meet automotive standards. Kind of tricky to get right in manufacturing because the glass shrinks when you temper it, so that took a little while to figure out. Here's our rear view mirror. Camillo and I designed these. They're executed in stainless steel. They're cast in stainless and then CNC'd for final cleanup. And here's a quickie of our beloved door handle redesign as well. You'll notice very thin silicone laser cut wafers to protect the body paint. So on the back of the orange truck, we did a black tailgate insert, volcanic black, and then on the black truck we did it in stainless with acid etched logo and center line bar. Kind of playing with that design still. We're still trying different variations of how we want to do that tailgate veneer. Here's the third brake light, again all diodes. So the back bumper system is carried over from our FJ series. It's a really nice setup with a Class 2 receiver, locking storage bins with drains, and unlike the FJ, the Broncos run a single pivot carrier. There you see the taillight guards a little bit, kind of quick, but they're there. And then with tailgate down, here's this truck's just ready to be delivered. So this client had ordered the power tank and the Bush Ranger and the winch and recovery gear package. Power tank's a really cool product. Compresses, I think it's 8 times denser than compressed air with the CO2. So really useful tool on the property as well as on the vehicle for airing up tires and power tools if needed. That Bush Ranger jack, distributed by ARB, is a nifty product. It inflates via your tailpipe connection and then has a check valve so you can lift the vehicle up for service or tire repair in any kind of surface environment. Here's the Viking goodie bag, which comes with high quality snatch wrap, T-tether tether, snatch block, work gloves, a high-rated D-ring, and then there's obviously that really big recovery cable. Really well-made products from Viking here in Southern California. Even the bag is kind of nifty. Rear lift door we've converted to air shocks. The original had a two-piece swing-up arm that were kind of a pain in the butt. This shows the laser-cut stainless steel side panels with laser-cut aluminum volcanic powder-coated trim and aircraft stainless hardware. You'll notice the LEDs, those are cast stainless with embedded mil-spec diodes. And then the Chilowich textile used on the seating is sandwiched on the lower panels. What you can't see is behind that panel, which has extensive use of Dynamat and a synthetic batting for sound insulation and vibration. 3-point belts for the rear passenger integrated into the roll cage. Obviously the stock truck had lap belts only, so we really wanted to improve that a little bit. The cradle for this power tank is removable, so if you're only using it on occasion, you're not stuck with a cradle and you can have a clear and open floor section. The rear seat has tuck and tumble and is fully removable as well. Adjustable headrest. It's the same seat that we designed to work with our FJ series, and it's right at home here in the Bronco as well. Here you see the rubber back texture of the floor mats. There you see it tucked, and there you see my bald spot, and now you see it tumbled. Ta-da! Here's the passenger rear quarter panel. We were running Focal audio speakers. For the primary speakers, there's 2 more in the front kick vent area. And then there's a Marinco 12-volt power port and a JL Audio base. And again, what you can't see is what's hidden, which is the JL Audio 6-channel amplifier behind that panel. I'm a diode junkie, so tied to the interior lighting is the light that we just showed there under the console. So as you go to enter for the 3rd row, it lights your path. A view of the rear seat from your point of entry. Tuffy center console, manufactured right in Colorado. Gun-rated lock safe, great product. We upgrade their elbow pad. We upgrade the foam as well as the textile to match our trucks. Unlocked, open, big cavernous space, plus this subcompartment in the front for audio. When a client orders seat heat, which this client did not, the controls flank the audio. That obviously was the iPod interface cable, and there's the Alpine head unit. A little detail of dash, some of the design elements, these cool focusable aimable diodes, which are from the military environment, and then the underdash Garmin, which is removable with its own battery pack. It's also wired into the 12-volt keyed power. There's the control box for the ARB locking differentials and compressor, and the twin sticks with CNC handles for the Atlas II transfer case, shift on the fly. Our dash knobs, again, same design as for the FJ, different fonts. Those are CNC'd and then knurled on a 1940s lathe, and then engraved and then hand enameled. There's the second Marinco power port. Here are the sport brake pedals, CNC'd for better texture grip when your feet are all muddy, plus they look kind of cool. I covered these briefly before, but a little more detail. These are from a company called Max Tie Downs, another quality-focused US-based manufacturer. We run 2 of them in the rear of the trucks as standard equipment in the Broncos. Here's my glove box, which is CNC'd out of billet with a stainless inlay. And then on the inboard plane, we have silicone bumpers so it doesn't negate the dash with a sprung latch, and the control panel explaining transfer case and transmission control. Plus, obviously, that's Ford's original VIN. This little detail, the door panels, following the same design as the rear cargo panels with the laser cut stainless and aluminum bezels. That bucket behind the armrest is traditionally plastic, and on the Broncos, those are CNC'd and from Nix Trex, good products. Same with the window regulator handle. Those come from Nix Trex, good Bronco component supplier. And then we change out his knob so it matches our dash knobs. That's all hand stitched and wrapped in Mercedes vinyl, the grab handle that is. One of my favorite details, these are from the factory, kind of boring in plastic. We CNC those lock knobs and knurl them. Way better ergonomics than stock. The front seat slides forward to allow ingress to the rear. These are the AMP Research power steps, which are an option that we run on the front doors. They're tied to the sensor on the door. So when you shut the door, they go up and away and disappear. And when you open the door, they're very helpful for a point of entry step. Entire body is coated in heat-cured polyurea on the underside and inside floor surfaces. And then the Chilowich mats, which have the rubber texture you see on the back side, and then Dynamat sandwiched with Chilowich on top, edged in the Mercedes vinyl. Here's the reverse LED, comes on when you engage reverse gear. Extremely bright, great product. Shown from this angle, you get a better feel of that funky glass. So the orange truck has traditional glass, and here's the black truck with the reflective. These taillights we developed with a local company and United Pacific, and they're an LED circuit board, really bright. CNC fuel cap with a CNC bezel, and there's our fire extinguisher option with a quick pin removal that goes right behind your knees under the driver's seat. And then the CNC sill plates. Brief shot of the dash instrument panel, designed by me and Camilo Pardo and then made by our friends at Dakota Digital. Really cool piece. And then we CNC that bezel. Kind of a watch geek, so that's inspired by those cool Bell & Ross watches, the BR series, if you're a watch geek too. Parking brake release, remote hood release, neither of which are factory, and again that CNC sport pedal is also on that. The hood, like the lift gate, is converted to gas shocks. It's a really nice controlled lift. And then there's a stainless scuff shield that we make so that the hood latch doesn't negate it. The engine is factory trim, all Ford, except for the icon badge here, which is CNC'd, again in stainless. I haven't been enameling. I kind of like the snail trail pattern. You can see the tool marks, but I don't know if everyone else digs it, so we're probably going to start enameling those the Ford red. These battery connectors are kind of cool. So a lot of times our clients store the trucks for long periods of time. So with no tools, you simply twist a pop, really nice positive attach, all brass and stainless. So then you can disconnect battery circuit really quickly. Kind of cool. Here are those LEDs for the front park turn from United Pacific. The ones I was telling you we stole from the Mustang. They've got a really cool light pattern. And then our hood release and spring are also all stainless. It's a close-up of the front bumper LED off-road lights. 2100 lumens, used by a lot of aircraft. And a little bit more of a tour of the engine bay. The Ford washer bag, ARB compressor for the locking diffs, all stainless hardware. These are kind of cool too, these hood stops. The factory ones were just a steel bolt with a chunk of rubber on it. Those are CNC and a little bit sexier and give you a more finite adjustment value. A little crowded in the engine bay, but not bad, all service friendly. Everything's right where you need it, where you can see it. Run the factory airbox and filter from Ford, so all those parts remain dealer sourceable globally. This little black box on the firewall is the data control for the engine management. And then all the icons get a serial number badge with credits to Nike, Camilo, and me for working on it, doing the design work. These are the wipers, which are kind of cool. So they're CNC'd and adjustable. They're billet aluminum with a hard coat finish. And then last but not least, back to details on that back bumper. So this little pin, you grab it and lift to engage and spin, and that is fluted and greasable. You see the nurple there. And the point of that is when you rotate out, it won't swing into traffic nor come back and beat up your tailgate. So there you go. That's it. I'll shut up now. Thanks for your support for my brand. It's really been a dream come true for us to do this stuff.